I received a $1 million investment.
We're talking to people who've had to navigate unexpected career obstacles. What can you learn from their major career plays to score a goal in this job market?
I went from corporate to launching a smoothie business called Jova.
I went from being a restaurant worker to being one of Fox One's chief World Cup watchers.
I went from being a philosophy major to professional cheesemonger.
I'm a full-time content creator. I'm the Fox One Chief World Cup watcher.
We're here with one of the Fox One Chief World Cup watchers, Kevin. He's getting paid to watch every single match of the tournament live right here in Times Square.
Well, I think a lot of people know by now that I've quit my job, my restaurant job to be here. Yeah, so before working in a restaurant, I was working at a movie theater as a manager for a very long time.
What was one of the first major plays that changed the trajectory of your career?
It was around my mid-20s. I mustered up the courage to go to my leadership and pitch an idea to build something from scratch. I was like, wow, I want to be an entrepreneur.
I always look back to when I was in college. I went to one of my professors and I was like, how do I get an internship? Like, would you want to intern for me? So I got this amazing experience at a major sports media company in New England.
When was the first moment that you realized, I love cheese, this can be work?
It was making my very first batch of cheese by myself. Kind of realized I should do more with this. I read every cheese book there is. The more you read, the more you start getting into all these different avenues like microbiology or even cheese philosophy.
All right, and now it is time to jump into our career red cards. This is the moment where we're going to talk about you had any sort of career setback.
My senior year of college was during COVID, and I was like, how am I going to have a job? And that's really when I started hammering TikTok and Instagram and posting relentlessly. And then that turned into, what I'm doing now.
So I had to get laid off and navigate that whole journey for the first time. You can't help but think you did something wrong, and that can be a little hard on the ego, but it gave me a lot of time to sit and figure out exactly what I wanted to go do next and land the next job in a better way.
COVID really turned everything around, but also got us to focus on what matters the most. But for an industry that's so reliant on making a face-to-face connection with people, it was really hard to be isolated and still translate the power and the passion of behind cheese.
Things happened and I had to pivot to the point where I was out of a job for a little bit. Just going through that time period, I kept my mentality positive, surrounding yourself with good people, just getting advice from others who've been in the same position as you.
So you had to embrace the setback in order to move forward.
That's exactly what I did.
It is time to stop the clock because it's time for our instant replay. I'm hoping that you might have something to share with us that might be reminiscent of your journey.
Let's take it back with the audition video.
Excuse me for sounding selfish, but I want that fan to be me.
So
I love your...
Yeah, as you can see, I got the big soccer ball hat on. Like, I needed something to make them notice me.
I have a fun photo, very special screenshot moment from my big career pivot. I was working on these big teams, big brands, big facilities, to then making smoothies out of my tiny little kitchen with my hairnet on, my apron, my gloves.
Norway came for the tournament, and
Oh my God.
International Day of Yoga celebration. One of my favorite pieces of content I think I've ever made.
It's time to talk about the career goals. Can you tell me about when you first landed your dream job?
When I kind of realized that I have my dream job was maybe 6 months ago. I was taking a group of folks to go to Switzerland to visit cheese producers. While we're visiting farms and having fondue on the mountain. Kind of had a moment and I was like, I'm on the clock and this is pretty amazing.
I got the email saying that they wanted to interview me for this role from Fox One. That's when the interview happened, and then that's when I was notified that I got the job. Like, I don't think the younger version of me would be able to fully realize the magnitude of this.
I had actually already started building and working on Jova. I decided to raise money, and I was faced with a lot of no's until that one call that came in. I received a $1 million investment in my company.
I feel like the only two things I ever talked about when I was younger were sports and comedy. So I think, oddly enough, this job's been fantastic for me because I've been able to kind of blend my two passions together of being a goofball and also watching sports. So it's been the perfect job.
For the job seekers who are out there watching right now, what's your biggest piece of advice?
The main thing is consistency. Whether it's, shooting videos, editing, you need to be on a consistent format.
Just remember all of the past accomplishments that you have, knowing the skills are transferable. What you want is to really develop those skills into other avenues. Your past job has probably given you a lot more experience than you remember.
So my suggestion is start small. What's the easiest baby step? Because if it's your real passion, you will make time for it.
I really think you have to just keep at it, and you're gonna make a lot of videos that don't get a lot of views. Keep tweaking, and eventually you'll get better at it. And eventually you could be in a box in Times Square watching all 104 matches.
If today's conversations have proved anything, it's that there's more than one path to finding your dream job. Make sure you subscribe to Indeed's YouTube channel for more helpful career tips.